This is my largest swamp cypress. It's been grown in water for about 4 years and has been trunk chopped a couple of times to build taper and movement. Today, I'm removing most of the roots and exposing more of the subsurface trunk. And this is where I hope the character of this tree will really start to show. By the end of this, it won't look like a finished bonsai. It'll mostly be trunk with maybe the beginnings of future branches. But this is the step that makes everything else possible later on. G'day guys, welcome back to Bearded Bonsai. My biggest swamp cypress. I've decided that it's time to pull it out of the water, stop growing it bigger and bigger, because if it gets much bigger, I won't be able to carry it. So, 4 years old from a tube stock. So the plan today is just start at the surface, pull the soil off and expose that trunk until we get down to a point where we're happy that that will be our new soil line. Ideally, we would find a bit more trunk flare underneath the surface, but until you go digging, you just don't know what you're going to find. Once I've found that level, I'm just going to take the saw and cut the root ball off, probably about that thick. That'll leave plenty of roots for this thing to regenerate itself, and it will allow me to get it into a bonsai pot. I don't really want to grow the trunk any more than this, so I'm happy to get it into a bonsai pot and a bonsai mix and try and start working on some refinements, some more branching or some primary branching, and yeah, try and get a style for this tree. Yeah, so we'll get straight into it, I guess. Get it out of this bloody pot. It's heavy because it's wet. Probably lay it on its side will be the easiest, I'm guessing. Crikey Moses. I might just grab a shitty set of clippers and cut off these roots growing out the bottom of the pot, because that might make it a little easier to get out, maybe. Oh, fuck me. I hope it's not that stubborn all the way through. Ah, you big old lump. Righto, we'll start ripping into this soil. It's going to be a bit of a task, I think. Can't believe there's ants in this. Would have been too wet for ants, but anyway, can't have been all that wet. I think maybe the last couple of months I've probably been easing off the water a little bit, maybe in preparation for this. Might be when the ants have moved in, because it doesn't seem to be super wet. I'll tell you what, I'm liking what I'm seeing here already. I don't know if the camera's up high enough to pick it up. Got major roots coming out here. There's one coming out this side. It's got a bit of a bend in it, but it's still a nice major root that might give us a nice bit of a root base to put on the soil surface. So I'm going to settle straight away for that as my soil level, because I like that. So I'm going to just cut this off here to reduce a bit of the weight, make it easier to handle, and less soil I have to muck around with. Ugh. Righto. Righto, what's that going to do for us? Fucking crikey. Oh, bloody hell. Probably a little bit brutal. Oh. Righto, keep going. Try and sort out what we're doing with these roots. Some of these big loopy ones that are around the outside will just get cut off because ultimately we don't want them. Another big one here. Ideally, we'll end up with some of these nice strong ones with some fine roots coming off them, and that'll do. Then we'll get it into its bonsai pot. Tell you what, I'm going to take this up and I'll give it a hose to try and get all that out. I want to make that as clean as I can because there's a lot of wood in there. May have to saw that off somehow. I'll see if I've got another blade for the medium-sized saw that's not as blunt as that. Otherwise, I'll get out the big saw and we'll cut it off. All right, I'll be back with a washed root system. Righto, well that took a bit more than I thought. The root ball's pretty tight. And I can't find any new blades for the saw. So, I'll have a go with the one we've got. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to go full crazy and get the big saw out. Crikey Moses, what a mess. I reckon that one can come off. That's a big root, but I don't think we need that. Hope we don't need it. You love how round pots make these roots just go round and round and round. That one's very low on the trunk too. Alright, ideally, we probably want to just cut it straight through here somewhere. So here we go. Well, that went through easier than I thought. Crikey Moses, doesn't that look scary? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. But we have exposed our nice roots, which we can probably do more of next time around. This big one here sort of goes up and then down, so it might look a little bit funny. The one out this side's coming forward a little bit, so is this one, so they would all be viewable from the front. If we make this the front, they're sort of more spread. They look almost a little bit too symmetrical, one big one out each side. Do have a couple out the front that will eventually grow to be nice roots. But I think, for now, I reckon I'm going to go with that as a front. It doesn't look quite as contrived or planned. These roots are a little bit better positioned on the side. Nice big one out the front. And we'll leave those ones out the back. And we can always change that front later on. I will just give it a quick top chop to make it a bit easier to get it into this pot and keep it balanced. Just going to maybe chop the top off up here somewhere, because I know I'm going to remove at least that much later on. Like as in very soon. Righto, I'll grab the pot and some potting mix and some wires and get on to the next part. Righto. Pot is probably quite a bit larger than it will be for the final design of the tree, I'm guessing. But I want to give it some room to grow. I still want reasonably strong growth from this tree. And it's the only big pot I got. Ooh, I could probably, I'll just go a little bit higher. I'm going to end up having to mix more soil up at this rate. Definitely going to have to mix up some more soil. And these big pots hold a lot. I'll be back. Bit more mix. I won't keep it too long. I'll get out and give it a good soak, but I'm not done yet. While I'm here, I do want to attack the top of the tree. All right, that's our front. We could probably get away with letting this grow a bit more yet, thicken up. Big step here where I trunk chopped it last time needs to be taken care of. I can either nibble it away, try and cut it with that saw, just to put an angle on it so that it will heal like this one and just won't be as obvious as the tree grows. What I'll do, I'll nibble away at it with my knob cutters that are too damn small for a tree like this. Righto. Got to reshoot the outro because my phone doesn't like working in the heat, apparently. Shut down over temperature. Hopefully I didn't miss too much of the process. How good is a tin shed in an Australian summer? Awesome. Anyway, that's probably it for this tree for a while. Probably nearly a year, I reckon, before we see this tree again. It'll get put up in a shady, semi-shaded spot for at least a month. Plenty of water, a couple of fertilizer bags. So I reckon even if we wait until it starts reshooting new growth, I reckon you're probably looking at May, June anyway, which is getting close to winter, and this thing will go dormant most likely. We've got a few of these swampies here. Some go dormant really early. One didn't go dormant at all last year, it just stayed green the whole way through. Yeah, so I don't know for sure that this is going to go dormant, but generally they do. I know swampies are pretty widely kept in bonsai. So if you're in a similar climate, do yours go dormant like every year, or do they skip years? Yeah, I'd be keen to know what other people find. Yeah, because some went to sleep really early last year and then the one that didn't at all. So yeah, I don't know, weird how they work. But yeah, so when we do get it back, it'll be a matter of seeing what branches we have got. If we can get a primary branch out this side, bring this top level of the trunk back down, because that would have thickened up a fair bit by then. Yeah, and just see what we've got to work with and hopefully set some primary structure in place. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this tree turns out, because I'm pretty impressed with the roots that it's got and the nice wide nebari, and that should improve even more over time. Slightly buried in this pot at the moment, so that it can stay cool and dry. Cool and damp, and send out heaps of feeder roots. And then when we come to repot it, we'll lift it up in the soil level and we'll expose all those beautiful roots, and then yeah, it'll look really, really good, I reckon. Yeah, so that's it, Swamp Cypress. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.